Alright, I'm going to sanitize some bottles for my next batch of cider. Last one came out okay actually. So what I'm using there is just a plug-in electric kettle. You can hear that going, I'm sure. Of course I have my flip-top bottles like before. I already rinsed them out with a little bit of hot water, no soap or anything like that. And all we're using the boiling water for really, the hot water is just to flush out the stuff that was in here before. I rinse them out after I drink them. And then the boiling hot water that's going to come out of the kettle is just used for the sanitizing to kill any wild yeast that, or leftover yeast from my other batch that may be in there. One thing we're going to be careful to do as we go through this is, I'm doing this right in my sink here, I'm going to leave the flip top so that the side that will seal into the bottle is face down, is face up when I pour the water on it, so that all gets sanitized as well. Basically I fill the bottle all the way up to the top so there's boiling water touching every surface. I circle around the top a little bit and then I go and hit the flip top. This should be set to boil in just a minute. Quick side note on this process here. Line them all up in the sink. Out of this kettle I'm not going to get very much. It's just easier than pouring from a pot. I'll just go do a few at a time, set another pot of water on, do a few more. Sometimes I'll even just pour, if I pour fast enough from one to the next, still close enough to boiling. The yeast is going to die at about 150 degrees and boiling's well over that. So as long as you're doing it fairly quickly after it came out of the kettle, we're still going to be all set in terms of killing off the wild yeast. When we're done, we'll flip them upside down, let them hit set in the drying rack. As soon as they're even somewhat dry, just let something drip out of them. I'll just put the flip top right back on to prevent any other yeast from coming back into it, and throw it into the cabinet. And then all the water, I'm not worried about the water that's going to mix with my cider. It's just going to be droplets, and I know that there's nothing living in there because of the temperature. You can actually hear that boiling right now, and in a second it'll click off anyways, but I'll just grab it first. Alright, so you just pour and fill. Careful to not spill too much, because you might have to do a third, in my case I might have to do a third boil if I don't get every drop I can out of this. It might get me one bottle further, which means one less time around boiling this whole thing up. This here is a 2-pint or 1-quart bottle that I'm filling now. The rest of them are just little pint bottles, but this is the only one you can see just because it's taller. So it overflowed, and I'm just pouring around that red rubber seal. You can see now, and then that little white spot in the middle that's also going to sit down into the bottle. And then I'm just kind of moving on to my next, and I'll do that for the several of them I have, and that's it. That's all I do to sanitize, and it hasn't produced any off flavors or anything for me, or anything other than what I'd expect from the actual regular yeast I'm using. So don't overcomplicate it. If you want to rinse it with your Star San mix, feel free to do that too, I guess. But this is easy enough for me. It's easy, it's convenient. I don't have to mix things and measure things. I just kind of dump and fill. So yeah, it's that simple. Thanks for watching.